I'm more than 8,600 miles from New York in the Maldives, a country of 1,100 plus islands here in the Indian Ocean. And wow, stunning clear water, amazing beaches. It's why more than 1.5 million tourists come here every year. But every tourist who comes here also creates a problem.
An average tourist creates 6 pounds of garbage daily. And that's quite a lot when you see that there's a lot of tourists that pass through the Maldives.
In case you need help with the math, that's 6 pounds a day during an average 7-day visit, times 1.5 million tourists. Then we add in local population of 393,000 who produce close to 4 pounds of garbage a day, and the yearly combined garbage output is, well, staggering.
And this is where that garbage winds up, much of it plastic, 700 tons a day. 30 years ago, this was a small island with a lagoon and a coral reef. Today, it's 3 times its size, appropriately nicknamed Trash Island.
The garbage is shipped to Trash Island on barges. Some of the inhabited islands are more than 300 miles away. If you've ever seen a garbage truck in your neighborhood spilling some of its load, imagine a full barge with an unsecured load. Then mix in rough seas.
The problem is when the barges arrive, much of that ends up falling into the water, and it's never cleaned up.
The government here estimates 25% is lost overboard in the Indian Ocean. Add to that plastics carried here by ocean currents from other nearby countries. I went into the water to look. Along the reefs teeming with fish, we found some of that plastic garbage sinks, but most float, washing up on beaches which are littered in those plastics.
This is your country. How do you feel when you see this plastic?
It makes me really upset and a bit disgusted, honestly. You know, you come to the beach to enjoy nature, to relax, and then you see all this plastic, and all this trash.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, it is everywhere.
At 24 years old, Raya Mustafa says the older generation's acceptance of the beach as a dumping ground is perhaps best explained by language.
In your native language, how do I say beach?
Gordo.
And if you were to translate that, what does it mean?
Trash area or dump.
Trash area, dump. That's the word for beach?
Yeah, because as an island nation, as people on these islands, this is where people used to put their organic waste or whatever it may be. And now we have things like plastic into the mix.
To demonstrate the problem, I grabbed a burlap bag and started collecting.
That's 2.5 minutes of picking up plastic, and I see it as far as the eye can see.
For years, to prevent the growing plastic soup, just as we do here in the U.S., Maldivians tried recycling.
At first glance, this looks like a success. This plastic will ultimately be recycled. But the government here in the Maldives has a different idea: to eliminate single-use plastics so they never have a mountain like this again.
It was theatrical, but to make a point, the government in the Maldives held an underwater cabinet meeting. Eventually, a new law of the land here. By 2023, single-use plastics should no longer be available. No more bottles, bags, and baby diapers. Collectively, those 3 items make up 80% of the single-use plastic garbage. Mohammed Nasheed is the former president who held that underwater meeting.
Us doing it is not going to save the planet. We can only be an example. We can only, hopefully, die knowing that we did the right thing.
The inspiration for this countrywide undertaking comes from a garbage experiment on the Maldivian island of Thilafushi. The owners of a 100-acre resort hotel wondered how much could they reduce that 6 pounds per day per tourist. They first took aim at plastics, and the biggest enemy, the water bottle. Sonu Shivdasani is leading the change.
This whole process, this linear process of extraction, going to Alaska and extracting oil, shipping to, say, the Gulf of Mexico, manufacturing to take a plastic bottle, shipping that bottle to Fiji, putting water in there, and then more shipping, and then consumption on an island in the Maldives, and then waste. That linear process was terrible. And we realized we needed to do something about it, and we realized that we could.
Drinking water on the island is now served in reusable bottles, plastic soap and shampoo in reusable ceramics. Wine and other glass bottles crushed, some used by glass blowers on the island. With some false starts and a few dead ends, how's it add up?
We've been able to reduce it to half a pound now.
From 6 pounds to a half a pound?
Yeah, exactly.
That's less than a tenth of what had been dumped. The question, if widespread reduction in garbage eventually works here, could we in the U.S. follow and eventually reduce our reliance on single-use plastics, like water bottles?
What's driving all of this? Is it just tree hugging?
No, it's got to make financial sense. That's why our program's called the Waste to Wealth program.
And is it making you money? Is it saving you money?
It's saving us money, yes.
Significant amounts?
Significantly, yes. $500,000 last year.
$500,000.
Right.
And that dollars and cents success is why other hotels are beginning to do the same thing. All of it with the incalculable benefit of preserving this beauty, which of course is why tourists come here to begin with. Kerry Sanders, NBC News, Thilafushi, the Maldives.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.